I'm Juan Francisco, and I'm a psychic medium. I'm here with you to explore your intuition, the supernatural, and self-empowerment. This is Third Eyesight. Hey party people, welcome to another week of Third Eyesight. I am really excited to talk about this topic today. But first I want to say that if you really enjoy the podcast, subscribe to it, share it with friends and family who are really interested in these topics, and I just appreciate all the support. All right, let's get into it. Conspirituality. When conspiracy meets spirituality. Examples of this. Ancient aliens built the pyramids. We're living in a simulation controlled by a malevolent intelligence. Or we're living in a 3D world that is an illusion or fake. Reptilian shapeshifters occupy positions of global power. Big pharma and medicine suppresses natural and spiritual healing modalities or makes you less psychic, less intuitive. Some of these sound more like conspiracies more than the others, but it's all rooted in this field of alternative ways of thinking about the world through a spiritual lens. So how do you catch a spiritual conspiracy? Actually, before we get there, I want to disclaim, I am not about telling people what not to believe in, or that they should believe in XYZ about the world, about life, about the soul. That's for you to determine. What I notice, though, is that some people get really caught up in these ideologies to the point that it becomes obsessive and maybe a little avoidant. And it's a way of spiritually bypassing a real issue, whether personal or societal. So I want folks to step away from this episode not feeling like I think any of these are bad or good things to believe in. So, how do you catch a spiritual conspiracy? How do you pick up on the fact that there's an ideology that is maybe leaning more towards conspiracy and less from truth? And once I give you this toolbox to determine that, then the rest is for you to determine what you're going to believe in, because it really begins with you and what you're comfortable with. So here are 3 things that I think are helpful ways to catch a spiritual conspiracy. Number 1, it's escapist. It's avoidant. It's an ideology that brings you out of your human experience to try and avoid a very real issue in your human experience or in the global human experience. It also maybe is a solution, a seeming solution to life issues, world issues, through a very easy explanation. Like it seems like a very easy explanation to a problem. For instance, global leaders are actually reptilian shapeshifters. Now, reptilian shapeshifters I'm not extremely familiar with, but from what I understand, when someone is considered reptilian, it means they're of a different non-human race and are of a lower vibration, lower energy on the planet. So one way that people can solve or explain away the world's issues and the problems in the world is by perhaps believing that the problems in the world are being caused by leaders who are actually reptilian shapeshifters. They're not human. They're malevolent. They're lower energy, low vibration, and that's why these problems exist. A third way to catch, in my opinion, to catch a spiritual conspiracy is that it's based in fear. It's based in not expansion of ideology, but a very limited point of view, in my opinion. Well, I said I was going to not be judgmental, but I guess I am being a little judgmental. But again, I believe what I believe. I have talked about spiritual conspiracies on my podcast before. I've hit on them a little bit here and there, but it's really up to you. So these opinions are all my own. I own them. But yeah, I do think that a lot of spiritual conspiracies are really based in fear, a fear of accepting what is, a fear of accepting that some things are just crappy on this world, on this planet, and there are some crappy people. And that's where I go back to, like, conspiracies tend to explain away a problem, and it's just it's posed as a very easy explanation. Now, some conspiracies are not based in fear. They're just based in, sometimes they could be based in imagination, something really fun. For instance, ancient aliens having built the pyramids in Egypt. That's a really fun thing to think about. And not going to lie, when I've been to Peru and seen some of the temples, some of those stones are so huge. And we think, how could human beings have moved these huge stones to create these huge temples that are 2 stories high? How is it possible? What engineering tricks did they achieve in the 16th century to do that? On the flip side of that, when people talk about the pyramids and aliens, and they talk about how aliens might have helped to build the pyramids, what we're forgetting is that Egyptians enslaved a lot of Hebrews and Jewish folks to build the pyramids. That was a lot of human labor. And it totally erases the enslaved people who put their hard work and backs into building those pyramids for the Egyptians. So it's good to question when someone comes up with an ideology, questioning, okay, why should we believe that aliens built the pyramids? Yes, it's fun. It's totally fun to think about. I'm tempted to believe that because these are feats of humanity, these wonders of the world, right? But why should we believe that aliens built it? What makes it so hard to believe that humans built these structures? Like I said, these stones were huge, right? But maybe they were human beings who were put so much hard work into what these structures are today that they broke their backs doing it. They got hurt doing it. And they hurt themselves in ways we couldn't conceive of today because we wouldn't want to do that to humans today. And yet, this is what humans did to other humans, told them to build pyramids and hurt themselves doing it. So when we can't imagine the pain of something or can't imagine the labor of something, sometimes our mind will go to an easy explanation, like aliens helped build the pyramids. And I'm of the opinion that life is not easy. Things don't come easily. And some things are the result of hard human work and sometimes hard, unfair human work too. I wonder if there is a lot of discussion out there about if the explanation of aliens building large structures is rooted in, like, I don't know, some kind of supremacy thinking. Anyways, that's for another day. So how to catch a spiritual conspiracy? Number 1, there's an escapist element to it, an avoidance element to it. Number 2, it involves solving a life or world issue through an easy explanation, something to easily explain it away, just like that. And number 3, it's based in fear. It's based in not expansion. It's based in shrinking to a single explanation, or it's trying to address a fear we already have by compounding it with another fear. I'm going to get into that a little bit more just now. How to know whether an ideology now resonates with you. Let's say you hear about an ideology. Let's not call it a conspiracy. It's just an ideology when you hear it. And you don't know if it's a conspiracy or not. You just went through this list I just gave you. But now it's asking yourself, does this resonate with me? Does this belief resonate with me? Do I want to believe that aliens built the pyramids? Do I want to believe that reptilians are filling the positions of global leadership? Do I want to believe that medicine makes people less intuitive? Ask yourself these questions. To believe this, or when you think of believing this, Does it calm your nervous system? Does it make you feel more afraid or less afraid? Does it help you feel empowered or disempowered? Does it make the world seem even scarier than it already is? Because listen, the world is already pretty scary sometimes. There are a lot of beautiful things in the world, but sometimes the world is very, very scary. So is you believing in this, is it making the world feel more bearable to you or scarier? Is believing that there are reptilian people or beings filling positions of global leadership, does that make things feel more manageable for you? Now, I won't ick anybody's yum. I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade if they believe in any of these things. I just want us to question, to be curious, because it's important. It's important to be curious. And just as much as we're taught to be curious and questioning towards the status quo, religion, capitalism, the way society is run, we should be just as skeptical about alternative ideas and alternative ways of living life and running the world. We should question everything, because by questioning things, by being curious about asking those questions, we are getting to the root of, does this serve us or not? Does this serve me or not? Does believing this serve you as a soul being in a human body, living this world trying to just navigate it? Let's focus on one example. Big Pharma suppresses intuition, suppresses your psychic abilities or healing modalities. Let's go through the toolbox. Is it escapist? Not really escapist. Is it solving an issue through an easy explanation? Perhaps. Perhaps. Is it coming from a place of fear? Maybe. Is it because we're afraid of taking medicine that's been prescribed by doctors? Is it because we're afraid of what medicine will do to us if we take it? Is it because, and this is a very valid fear, I want to name it's a very valid fear, we've seen how medicine has affected other people in a negative way, and therefore we want to criticize the impact of medicine, certain types of medicine, maybe all medicine if that's how you feel. That's valid. It's valid. But then, what if we now question these beliefs? The beliefs we have about medicine, the beliefs we have about pharmaceuticals, right? This is like playing devil's advocate, because listen, I'm going to say as Juan, Juan's opinion right now is, yeah, the pharmaceutical industry is pretty corrupt. And I also take a pill when I have back pain because I want to. And I got the COVID vaccine, which you all should know from my episodes 3 years ago. It's up to each person what they're comfortable with. But it's important to question not just the status quo, but question all beliefs that even are against the status quo. So if I'm skeptical about medicine and tapping into my intuition, first of all, that's a conversation that I need to have with my doctor and my professionals in my life, because a psychic should not be the person to help you decide whether you should take a medication or not. Just putting that out there very bluntly. Not cool. But as we think about and sit with this belief that big pharma and medicine suppresses intuition, if we're afraid of taking medicine, one way to question that belief or be curious about it is, well, what are other things I do in life that I take for granted that I don't question the way I do this? I get into a car. That is a big, heavy piece of machinery that can kill me in an instant. Sorry, not to be morbid, but it is a risk to drive a car on the highway. It is a huge risk that we take every day. I ride the subway in New York, and those subway stations are not cute, and they're pretty old, and what if one of them caves in? But I am trusting that the subway is going to take me to where I want to go. So what are the risks that we are taking in other parts of our life that can inform us how we take a risk when it comes to, let's say, taking a prescribed medication? I want to be very careful and by saying again that please consult with your doctor or medical professional about that. And do not consult with me or a psychic about your medication or your thoughts of taking medication for prescribed use. Okay? It's very important. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. So this is why I wanted to talk about this today, because in psychic world, in spiritual world, there are so many floating ideas out there. Ideas that provide a lens through which to see the world, a lens through which to see human behavior. There are people who do evil things. Why do they do evil things? They're reptilian. There are people there are places that are so beautiful and incredibly tall and large. How did they happen? Aliens. We're making sense of the world through different explanations, but we can't lose sight of the fact that there is recorded history, there is science to back up claims, and it's really up to you whether you want to believe those claims, believe that history, and it's up to you whether what you decide to believe about human life, about human history, about the world, medicine, etc., if it serves you. And I'll leave you with this last reminder that does it calm your nervous system to believe that thing? Does it help you feel less afraid? Or does it help you feel more empowered to live your life? I'm going to break my promise again, because I'm going to be judgmental. To me, believing that reptilian shapeshifters fill global positions of leadership would not make me feel better about global positions of leadership. I would feel even more paranoid. What does that serve me? What purpose does that serve me? And what do we do with that information? What do we do? Do we just let them be in those global positions of leadership? Do we just sit back and let the world burn? Or do we actually do something about it? I'm curious to hear what are some of the beliefs you have. And this is a podcast of discourse and listening. I'm here to listen, and I'm here to agree. I'm here to disagree. And I'm just curious what people think. What do they believe in? What do you believe in? Or what are conspiracies or ideologies that you used to believe in that you don't believe in anymore because you changed your mind about it? I want to hear about that. Soon, I'm going to be offering coaching sessions. Wow, what a pivot. What a pivot, Juan. In other news, pivoting, I'm going to soon be offering coaching sessions. As you all know, I am a psychic medium, and I'm going to be starting my coaching part of my business in the next few months. So please contact me if you are interested in being coached on body image, if you're interested in being coached on just life in general, whether it's your career or romance and relationship, just life things in general, or you're interested in being coached from a spiritual standpoint to help put you on a spiritual journey to discover your own spiritual belief system or spiritual path. I'll be giving a special rate to my first few coaching clients because I'm starting this business brand new this year. So you get a special discounted rate on a session with me, on sessions, plural, with me, if you let me know that you're interested in doing this. So just go to juanfrancisco.co, that's .co, and go to the contact page to let me know. I'll see you next week on the podcast. Have a beautiful rest of your week. This podcast is really about helping you trust your own intuition and step into your power. If you'd like to work with me directly, you can learn more at juanfrancisco.co. That's juanfrancisco.co. And please remember to subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend.